it doesn't mean that. It just means y'all all were arguing against each other, you know, team COS and the other thing, Turners or whatever, which I don't even think they're here anymore. And friends are, yeah, somebody said something about I was friends with us. Y'all talk about terms being, yeah, friends being used loosely. That's definitely, um, you know, we just know each other on here.
But
So,
see,
And,
some of
and my,
that's not really right
oh, sorry.
because,
well, okay.
Go ahead,
Here we
Lynn.
go.
Here we go.
well, I mean,
Lynn, could you send your tweet to me?
it's
That
just that the Facebook people were together about 5 years, and really there wasn't fighting back and forth. There was a lot of
there were
contact.
political,
I'm sorry. No, it was
wasn't there a lot of,
no,
but they were
no. It
political?
actually started with looking up information and making phone calls. And see, you've never been able to show where I've done that to them. That's been my whole
That
problem. You act
I
like
saw
you
you
know the
dog.
truth,
I saw
yet you don't
you
put
dog
the truth
people, and I
out.
know what you did to me, Lynn. I know what you did to
What?
me,
I
Lynn.
tried to warn you that they contact professional
No, you
licenses
didn't
like they did
try to
mine.
warn me about
You
anyone
took
else.
it the
You were
wrong
very
way.
upset.
And when I
I've
tried
seen you
to
put.
straighten it out, you didn't want to hear it. You want to
No,
think,
I've seen
look,
you do it to other
bottom
people
line,
though. Always mouth off. Oh, well,
Allie and I
their
were not
friend
a
was so
part of
and
them. They
so.
were together over
No,
five
you butted
years.
into their business,
Um,
and that's how you got involved with them.
what is it?
And y'all have all turned on each
Wait,
other. That's why y'all
you,
know each other.
you,
No, y'all know so
can
much
you
about
repeat
each
that?
other.
How is it that we got involved? You cut out.
Well, from what I understood, y'all kind of started going at them,
No, that wasn't it at all.
kind of getting into their business,
No, not at all. But
just like you
hey,
did our
I'm
community.
sure the receipts are out there. Just ask for them. Ask for the receipts and show where that happened. Because I can
Okay.
show the other way where it didn't. You just aren't interested. But I'll be glad
Yeah,
to
no,
look at whatever you're able to provide or they're
I
able to
really don't
provide.
care, Lynn. My issue was with you from the beginning and what you did to
And
me.
what was that? What did I do to you?
You, well, you do your little condescending tones, first of all, like you're better than
No,
anybody.
I'm not better than
Then you were
anybody.
very upset
I
that I
am
was in the
just like
Turner
everyone else. I'm
broadcast,
human.
who I didn't even really know, but I was listening to the other side from what y'all were talking about. Y'all were
So
after
what is
Stephen
it
at
that
the
I
time.
did to you, Lisa?
You made like a threat of my license.
Okay. I did not. And I've tried
Yes,
to
you
tell you
did.
over and over that that is not what I meant. That is what the way you took it. But like I said, you're refusing to accept that. There's
So
nothing I
I
can
should
do about that.
accept what
My
you said,
license
but when I
was
know what you said.
contacted. I got a letter. Nothing became of it. But the people I was trying to warn you of are the ones that contacted them. That was
So
what I was
you
trying
never
to
done
say.
anything
I
else
didn't
though?
contact
Ever
their
messed with anyone's
license,
license
nor was I
before?
going to contact yours.
Did you never have you never messed with someone's license
No, I
before?
have not. That's a
Never.
lie. And Shauna and Rob both said that
Wait,
that
I
was
saw
not
a
true.
DM where you even I asked you about this before, and you said you did that he was breaking some kind of state
No, I
law.
did
Say,
not
hey,
say that.
yes, you
No,
did.
not about his license. That was about a dump coin, a digital
Okay, so
coin that he and C hustle.
you contacted somebody about him
About the coin, not
because
about
you said
him,
that he
about
was
the
in they
coin.
do that in the hospital.
No, it
It's just
had
like you did
nothing.
with Tamara and
Okay.
everybody. You want to get involved in
All right,
everybody's business.
you're moving the goalpost. You asked
No, I'm
about
not
a
moving it. It's
professional
all about
license,
getting
and I said
involved.
I didn't do that. I
Personal
tried to,
stuff.
you're talking over me, therefore you don't want an explanation. You just want this drama shit to
Well,
continue.
you were talking earlier over me.
No, I was
So
trying to
go
correct
ahead, Lynn.
you.
Your ball is in your court.
There's no
Hey,
ball.
Oh my
hey,
God.
Lynn,
Do
Lynn,
it. Quit.
Lynn, real quickly, and Lisa, like, is this a personal thing? Like, what kicked this off? Because I've
She
always been
just
curious
plain
about
doesn't
this.
like me. Bottom
No,
line.
because I was in a space that she didn't like the people, the other people,
I
and she
don't
started
care if
yelling
you go
at
in their space
the
at
men came
all.
after me. The men of the group came. The COS
But that
people
has
came
nothing to
after
do
me.
with me.
Oh
I
my
didn't
God.
put anybody up to that. Are you
They
insane?
said, I didn't like the way she accused Lynn of doing something. And
And
so they
that's
all
my
shared
fault.
pictures and all that.
And that's my fault.
Well, obviously it is. They're your
That's
friend.
a weird
Retweet-
reason.
You retweeted
Can you
everything Super
can
Yeti
you
ever
please
said about
explain?
me.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
Oh my God. Okay, look, Lisa,
Absolutely.
you're
Everything.
obviously going to have
Before
this chip
you
on your shoulder until you don't.
That's because
I
you
don't
didn't
know.
know
I've
anything
apologized.
about
I've
us,
tried
but
to
you wanted.
explain your misunderstandings and your misperceptions. You're not going to have any of it. So you just sit there with your bitterness and hate
Shove
me all
your
you want.
fucking misperceptions up your twat.
Hold on, Melanie. Hold on. This is between Lisa. Keep it Lisa and Len, please. Go ahead.
You can't sit here and act like you're so innocent, Lynn. I had no reason to come at you for anything until you came at me. Then I have an issue. So don't act like you did nothing. Just like you do now, you act like you've done nothing wrong. I sat there and watched you dogs, KK.
I didn't dox KK.
Yes, you
See,
did. You said
no, you
all
did
these
not.
things.
Okay, you're not going to let me talk, are you? You're going to talk over me.
Lynn.
That was a title scope. He did 10 title scopes and Google Earthed my home. I lost my account. He had said his name and address on his own broadcast that night. You didn't watch that. You saw a screenshot because there was no space. It was a
That
title
was
scope.
in the
And it
space.
said Kevin Hammond is, I don't know, a
I know
lowlife or
all
something.
information on it, every bit of
It
it.
did. No, it did
Yes,
not.
it
It
did.
did. All right, find the screenshot and show that.
I didn't do all
Because
that.
I didn't have
I didn't know who
anything
you
other
were.
than his name and Texas.
I didn't know who you were. I was scrolling and come across those things, and I hit the little speaker button, and I heard you.
I didn't do anything talking, so you didn't hear me. You're not telling the truth.
Yeah, okay, Lynn. You always tell the truth, though.
I'm always willing
No,
to look at the evidence you've got to prove otherwise.
would you like to explain the tweet that you tweeted about me?
What tweet did I tweet about you?
Well, I just wonder what your meaning was of. Hang on, let me find it. Because if you've had cancer or anything, you're not supposed to have an opinion. Lynn thinks that, I've been given a second chance at life. Did you say that to Glock when she
What
was
are you
up here?
talking about?
What am I talking about? Oh my goodness.
It's all in your mind.
Probably is. What is it you're reading on my timeline that you're
No, I just
interpreting as being
I
to
got a
you?
shot. See, this is what she does though. She doesn't put your name in it because she doesn't want you to go back and type in your name. Then she can say she didn't say anything about you.
You
That's
have no
exactly what
idea
she's done.
if you're
Go
going
look
to
at her
provide the
YouTube where she got all of my comments put in, like it's something I tweeted about her. This
What are
was
you talking
responsive.
about? Go where?
Lynn,
Oh, you talking about the YouTube where I put my name in and saw how often you were tweeting about me?
yes, but it
Yeah,
wasn't tweeting.
but
That
that
was
doesn't have anything to do with your cancer, did it?
okay. I'm not through yet. But the way you do it is that you think I sit there and just tweet about you all day. Where these were like
You
spaces.
think about me a lot more than I think about you. I will tell you
And
that.
when I
Because
comment,
now you're going into my
I got
timeline, which you've had me blocked. Why would you read my timeline? Why?
I've had you. Well, you
And
do
you've somehow
because
interpreted a tweet. Do you
uh,
have any idea what's been going on in my life the last couple of weeks?
I don't even need. No, I don't. Why would I know
So
that?
why
Why
would you
would you
be my
on in
tweets
my
were
life?
not about you, lady.
Why you're full?
Anything that I've been tweeting was not about
Are
you.
so full of shit. You are not even funny.
Okay.
Come
Well,
on,
I'll be glad to look at whatever you're saying is about you.
you are dumb
And
because
just like I
every
didn't
day,
threaten your license,
every
I
time
didn't tweet
they
about you.
repent. I know what you're doing. You're
Do
not.
you
I
honestly,
think I
you
am a.
think that is towards you too?
Oh,
You
oh,
think because I put repent up that that is to you?
oh my
Wow.
goodness!
Wow, lady.
I'm still looking
You
at.
are something else.
Oh,
Okay. Look, have a happy new year. I really am not that
yes,
interested
see,
in
that's
you.
exactly
I
what she
hope
said
that
in the tweet.
somehow,
She said, "I see you got my message. Have a happy New Year." That's
Say,
what
and
she.
that you
say that
think that
again.
was to you too?
Say that again.
Okay, this is sad.
Wow.
This is what she said. It's sad when someone has been given a second chance at life and they chose to waste it creating strife while spreading gossip and untruths about their friends, foes, and even complete strangers. Now, let me say this. She has already done this several times before with my little goat picture
That's
in
not
there.
about you, lady.
Rather than learn this life
With the
lesson,
goat emoji and
you are
stuff.
That's there's no goat
giving
emoji
me
there.
comments. I'm glad you got my message after I tweeted about it. She says, I'm glad you got my message.
That wasn't you either.
I
Oh,
didn't
What
do
did you
that.
tweet?
y'all,
Is there a tweet? Can you show me your tweet? What did you tweet?
I tweeted that, and then you see
What
what
did you
I write because you
tweet?
post about mine. I've had you blocked forever. You just
I
now
don't go
blocked.
and look at your tweet. So what did you tweet
You
that
are,
you think that I said you got the message? Because that wasn't to you either.
y'all. If y'all think you're crazy, Lynn.
What Lynn account
Okay.
have you got
All right.
blocked?
I'm the crazy one.
Yes, you
So
are.
far, you have accused me of four
Who
things
takes
that
the
I
time?
did not do.
Who takes the time to go through all of my stuff and records it and then post it on your YouTube? The same as you've done with Karen and Pam and all. I mean, that takes a lot of time. You talk about being obsessed. That is weird. That is weird. There's no doubt in my mind who you were talking about. You've done it many times before. So you can try to act dumb like it wasn't about me if you want to, because you'll say, I didn't say any names. So I've got to
Damn
where I
straight.
don't say a name. But you're not fooling me. You may fool others, but you don't fool me.
Can I
Continue
inter
with your bitterness.
can I
Yes,
interject real
with
quickly,
bit.
just
I
as
can
a
promise
Well,
third?
my mind
I'm
just
not.
doesn't go there. No, it don't go there. Fuck
Uh,
you, bitch.
did you say something, Charlie?
Yeah, I just want to interject real quickly because I think, and I don't know any of the details, but, and Lynn, this is a question for you. Do you think, I feel like the difference between, I hate to like isolate different communities, but I feel like between Facebook and then you think about Periscope communities, it feels like Facebook wants to like you're with us or you're not, and so you guys kind of get out in front of things, and then like try to. I'm not saying this is for you specifically, but try to like, okay, here's what's going on. I want you guys to know, here, catch, and pick a side. Do you think that's accurate? Because I feel like sometimes that goes on, and
The
then
Facebook people do, but I do not
okay. So, and I feel like that's what happens so that
because that's how I got bumped.
if we don't go along with it, and I'm speaking collectively, so it's not even fair, then it's like, okay, then you guys are against us and you're not getting it, but here's the story. You guys have been living and breathing it. Where I think on
But
this side, we don't do that. It's just kind of like choose your own adventure. Either you dig them or you don't. But I might be wrong.
but do
Just
you
in
feel
this,
like I'm trying to pressure somebody to choose a side? I don't want
I'm
to
not.
be in this or be talked about at all anymore. I think it's ridiculous to keep bringing it up over and over.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying that's you. I just feel like it's a theme between the two different groups. And it may be a little bit childish that I'm even saying this, but I feel like we're kind of like come see, come saw, like go as you choose. And then I feel like Facebook, and I get it that you're not in it. It's just like, here's the facts. It's laying out like the dossier, like read up on it, and then like you should be choosing this side. And it feels like some of this is going on because there's so much like, and I'm not even minimizing it, but there's so much like feelings there where I don't think it's that deep over here. And I think this is a little piece of this underlaying here, but I could be completely off base. Just
I
a
guess
food
I'm
for
just
thought.
having a hard time following you because I don't.
That was wordy. I don't blame you.
I
Yeah, I
have
don't
I
blame
just
you.
I think this is a huge waste of time.
Yeah.
then why do you come over
But
here
at the same time, I'm sorry.
why do you come talking about it in spaces? When y'all first got here, you were in Ricky's constantly playing clips of these people that we didn't even know.
Are you
It
talking about what March of 2021?
went on for a long time. And then finally, Ricky
Okay,
said, I don't want to hear this anymore. I don't
all
know
right.
who they are. I don't care.
I think enough people have been around me for at least 6 months to see I don't do that.
Yeah, well, maybe not
She's
anymore.
changed now.
That doesn't mean that you haven't done some of these things that you act so
Done what? Showed what they did?
and you insert yourself into everybody's business when you're not
Okay.
even from here. You can't know everything over here. You've watched YouTube videos to catch up, so you want to know everything.
Are you
And
kidding me? You
uh,
think I sit around and watch videos about what y'all have been through to catch
I've
up?
heard about it. I've heard you
No,
say.
you guys think we have.
I've heard you say that about Tiffany, how you've watched videos and that she shouldn't have put it all out here.
That's a totally different thing than what you
Oh,
just said that I sit around and watch videos to try to catch up.
I think
I've
that's.
seen a couple of videos of what she's done,
But see, it's funny
but
how you didn't believe anything we said to you about certain people until you
Yeti, you mean? Yeti.
experienced it yourself a little bit, and now the tables have turned a little bit.
Is that what bothers you? That
No,
I was
care less. I'm talking about
okay.
Yeti.
Yes, of course you're talking about Yeti. That's really where your hatred lies the most.
I no, I believe me. I've got other hatred for other people besides Yeti. There's only a
No, I
few.
meant for me. That's the main reason that you have such bitterness and hatred for me.
Yeti wasn't even here involved in this when you first started going at me. It had nothing at all. You didn't even know
Oh,
you
okay. Okay. All right.
even know him
Well,
at
that
that.
one little comment about warning you about the people that contact licenses really got to you, and I apologize. I really
Absolutely
do.
did
Because
because
for
I
that to have caused you such heartache and pain for 3 years, feeling that I was threatening you, I can't imagine what
I knew
type
what
of
y'all were.
pressure and anxiety you must have been living under.
That's not
I
gonna work, Lynn.
just
That's not.
I listened to both sides and what y'all had done to each other, and so
You can't sleep.
when someone tells me that they might want to be careful about their license since I was state licensed, I mean, how did somebody supposed to take that? They didn't get mad for me being in y'all space.
Well, I tried to explain to you what I meant by it, but you didn't want to take that. I had
So,
just received a letter from my state licensing
oh my
board.
God,
Plus, they had
all,
contacted Rob's nursing license and
you're all,
tried to say that I did that.
every time somebody says anything about you, it's just your family is not safe. That you're scared for your family,
Okay.
but then you can turn around and do and say
This
to
is
us,
the new year. Would you be willing to start
"Oh,
fresh and stop trying to go back months
well,
and
you
years?
No.
I'm not
Don't walk
asking
away,
you,
don't walk
Joseph.
away.
If you're not, that's fine. I'm really not interested
Are
in
you
fighting
willing
with
to
you,
ignore
Lisa.
everything I've ever
I
done?
haven't done that much.
gosh,
But anyway,
I, nothing like nothing off the app. Period.
like what? What have I
I
done off of the app?
I've called no one. I've contacted no one. I've never called the police. I've never called their family. None of that stuff.
Neither have I. There's not a single FOIA with my name on it, nor have I contacted any family members or any businesses. None of that. And there's been no proof of it either. Yet I've got proof of the other happening to me. But
Mm,
somehow I'm the vile and disgusting person.
And Lisa, do you think that's a fair point, like on Lynn's side? Like, I don't know why I'm playing mediator all of a sudden, so apologies if this is annoying. But do you think that's a fair
You're
point?
doing
Like,
good, Charlie. You're good at it.
is
Um,
that like
maybe.
hearsay, right? That you've heard about Lynn, but you don't know that for fact?
Well, when I first started listening to Lynn when she was on Periscope, before I even knew that she was even fighting with this group of people that I didn't really know, I enjoyed listening to. She would do a lot of politics and things like that. Um, but then I started, kind of seeing. I thought, wait, wow, how did I don't know how I got involved with this as far as her timeline, but it would come across. I didn't follow her until the very end of Periscope. Um, but I kind of thought she might be a decent person. But then when I kind of saw what was happening, and they were going at Stephen, and you know, saying horrible things, which we know
I
Steve.
never said horrible things about Stephen, nor did I go after
But
Stephen.
there was someone in the space with me that I'm not going to say that kind of went in with me. I mean, we didn't plan it, but we just happened to be in the same space and we called up. I'm not going to call out who it is because you probably don't even remember it. But it was a concern for both of us. So we know what we heard. And it was you and Blair and Misty and I mean, there was several people in there because Stephen had said some things to y'all that wasn't
And
cool.
what did you hear?
I don't remember the specifics of it, but it was just a lot of, I
But you
think
know that I was uh,
it was either,
said vile and harmful
well,
things
you
to
were either
Stephen.
the host or you were a co-host. I can't remember now if it was your space or someone else, but you were kind of in charge of the talking. So,
So I said vile and harmful things to
well,
Stephen
it's just not little those
and
little
hurtful.
that you make, where you don't act like it's a threat.
Well,
Those,
if someone calls his parents to let them know, or local authority,
let's
I'm not
throw away.
saying you should do that, but
No, I'll be
Let's
glad to listen to any
Don't
recording you have
do
of me
that. You hurt her
saying that.
feelings.
But no, the only thing I've ever mentioned was possibly getting an ombudsman if you have a conflict.
yeah.
That's
And
it.
thing you
And
lied.
maybe getting
And I
some
contact,
community services to keep him busy.
but that's not
or just leave him alone. Imagine that.
that's not our
I
business.
didn't bother him.
You
No,
all bothered him, and you still do.
I do not. I've had him blocked for probably a year. You
Mm.
don't see me in there. You don't see me talking. You don't see me
I
engaging.
saw what you lot did a few months ago when you fucked with him, and then fucking tried to blame everyone else for what you lot were doing to him. You and Yeti specifically.
What did I do to him specifically?
Nothing, Lynn. You just
Show
sitting
it.
doing
Show
nothing.
it.
Can we just forget
Show.
this,
I'm
Lynn?
sure you've got some receipts
Yeah, I've got everything,
with
Lynn. I keep
all
it
of
all in a
this,
little
with me
package
doing all of
just
this
to show you,
activity
Lynn,
and
what
so
happened.
much.
Yeah, I keep
I'm
it
sure
all.
someone can
I keep the
prove that
trinkets, yeah.
I'm this vile person,
We don't
even
need
though
to, Lynn.
it
We've
was my
witnessed it.
field and I never had one single complaint ever against my profession, ever. So
What are
you
you
would think
talking
if I was
about?
this vile, inhuman
What are you
person who
talking about,
worked with
Lynn?
me
you
in
Lynn,
don't
developmentally
Lynn,
delayed,
what you
that
do
I
on
would have
here,
had
people
a
see it.
conflict
What
or
you
a
do on
complaint against my
what you
license.
do on here, people
But
see
I
it, right?
mentioned the
So just
ombudsman
keep
because of the
talking.
Kathy
Keep talking.
Stephen conflict. Well, you're not really in this, Joseph.
I'm right
This was
here,
Carly
Lynn.
and
Lynn
Lisa and
Affair.
myself.
I've
I'm
always
right
said
here.
like Yeti, you've done everything, you've experienced it all, and anytime someone's got an issue,
Are you saying that I did not work for the state in that
no,
capacity?
I say that. Why do you see this? What you do? I'm not
Because
saying
I'm nothing like Yeti. I have
anytime
a master's
somebody
degree. I don't have a bunch of little college courses. And I have a resume. The resume's not lied about.
expert in everything that there is
I'm
that
not
people
an expert in anything.
you get
I
involved
simply made a statement
with.
that working with the developmentally delayed for 10 years,
Well, dang,
I
you
would
think
have
you
had some
Stephen a little
type
bit?
of complaint, I'm sure, registered against me if
Yeah,
I
well,
was such a vile
been
and
on.
inhumane human.
You can be a
That's
different
not
person.
true
No.
because a lot of people are pussies, even when it comes to.
Hold on. I want this to stay between. I don't want to have to drop people, but I want to keep this between Lisa and Lynn. Go ahead.
I would just think with all those degrees that you have, and that you, especially in the developmentally, you even said something about because my daughter being disabled. You even made a comment like I would. You think I would know better, or something along those lines years ago. Because I have discussed that on here, and I guess you were probably sitting in the background somewhere. I don't know. Um, but
No, I don't know
I
the
did have
details about any of your
that.
family.
Um, so it's just that I don't know, it just bothers me when someone, even if I don't like the person. I've had my own issues with Tamara, but what you did with that was sickening. You were trying to get involved with Lonnie and her job, Stephen, um, gosh, Liz probably goes, oh,
I
Natty,
never tried to get involved with Stephen at all. I
you were
simply suggested that Kathy might need to get an ombudsman to intercede between what has been going on with them. I don't think that was a bad suggestion. She never took it, but I don't see where that's bad. Sorry if you do. I
we've
hadn't suggested it in what, 2 years? Give me
you
a break, lady. What is your problem?
people like you are my problem.
And what is that exactly?
You are a hateful woman, is what you are.
Okay,
It's like you're
where do you
bored.
see the hate?
Obviously,
Where do you see the hate towards anybody?
I would say that's a little hate. It's
What?
like you get off on picking on everyone.
I don't even hardly talk anymore unless I'm calling up to
I'm go
explain something, which I seem to have to be doing a good bit.
mouth off about somebody. Always, you've got
Okay.
your mouth up into everybody's business.
All right. Well, I'll try to be more like you, Lisa.
Oh, yeah, okay, Lynn. The condescending is, gets you very far.
No, no, but you seem to be into the gossip too. I just will
No,
try
I
to take your
gossip about
lead
somebody. I'm
because
not
obviously gossip is okay for
part.
you.
I'm
Why
not
can't a little of it be okay for me?
I'm not part of groups like you are. I don't talk
What
behind the
group am I? I don't have any group text. I don't have any group rooms. You sound real paranoid. Do you
No,
realize that?
you're the one
I
that's
don't
got
have any group
about
text.
might
I
be going
don't message
there
anybody on Facebook.
so afraid
Never have.
to hear the other side that you just could not stand it. You had to constantly play clips. So we would all turn against certain people.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
sorry you see it that way, but
Okay.
generally it was just to show, just like I did today, that they were lying. But you
Yes.
don't want to hear
Yeah,
the truth.
I
Like
didn't.
when she said, yes, it happened in Ricky's room.
Hmm.
But she said she didn't. The recording was played.
No, she didn't say it happened in Ricky's cantina.
Yes, she did.
Didn't.
Okay, you want to hear the clip again? I'll be glad to play it.
It's on Donlod's space.
Okay. Do you want to hear it again? Because she did say it at the very end when he said that about, and it was in my room. She said yes.
Okay. Somebody in Donlod's tonight is what I'm talking.
No,
I'm not
in
in every
cantinas.
day. No, no, no. I'm talking about tonight. She never said it happened in Ricky's. Y'all
Of
said that.
course not. She changed the story.
Well,
But
I've
she
never
was
heard
proven to be a liar, and
tonight.
that's why the clip was played. That's the only reason a clip has been played.
Well, you
And I
said
don't even waste my time anymore because nobody cares about the truth.
Megan.
They just want to hear people argue
You
like
also
you're doing with me right now. You're being extremely
am I?
absolutely.
Oh,
You
okay.
want
Cool.
to
No,
argue. I have tried multiple times to say, look,
no
the
one
stuff you're
picking on
bringing
everybody.
up is years
Like the-
ago. For what reason?
I don't know. You tell me. Why do you have to
Okay,
get into everybody's business? Because you like
okay,
to argue.
all right. So then we can just drop the past and go from today forward, and you
Ab-
won't have to bring up all this bad past.
Absolutely. And let's see how you do.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate it.
You good job moderating there, Charlie.
Yeah, well, she can also stop talking about my illness. I would appreciate that also. She has no right to say what I can do. Um, I mean, I know I'm on borrowed time, and it.
Hello, JoJo.
Hey Donlod, how you doing? I was
Good.
just over at Cantina singing.
I
Singing.
heard you had stomach problems.
What? I have stomach problems. Who said that? I don't have any stomach
No, I'm not gonna
problems.
say. They said you was talking about your stomach.
No, I don't have any stomach problems. Not at all. Actually, I've been feeling really good. So good, in fact, that I sang a song over at Cantina for all them over there. It was real good. I sang Moody's "Mood for Love." It's I don't know if you know it or not, but it's like a 4 minute
No.
song. I know you probably wouldn't last 4 minutes with me singing Down Loud, but
No. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, hold on a second. Lynn got her hand up. Go ahead,
Well,
Lynn.
I just wanted to explain the tweet. I really hope I don't have to go into great detail, but a young man that grew up with my son, the second one in his class to commit suicide, and half of that family was totally left out. And they had struggled through a lot and come through a lot. One of the dad had died. Anyway, I don't want to go into all of that, but that's actually what it was for. Didn't have anything to do with Lisa. And I don't understand why she wants to take my stuff and make it hers. I'm not just making this up. People in Cantina have heard me talk about it since this happened. It's absolutely crushing. And for grandparents and uncles and family to be cut out of the mourning of this, it's heartbreaking.
Wait, what did I walk into? I didn't know
But it
this
had
was going
nothing
on.
to
What
do
So
with
happened?
Lisa.
I think Lynn, I get totally right, and I think though when people are in like sensitive situations where things can resonate, particularly if you're off sides with somebody, you take it personally, and so right, that's human nature too. Whether or not, and it sounds like what you're saying, it's not directed at her, but I think we should take a moment for a second because Lisa has come back, and as another, like as a fellow human being, she's come back like very strong, all these different things, and we just like heard emotion in her voice and feeling something. And not that I'm trying to like disregard your feelings, but that's a situation too, right? Where I just think we just take a pause.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
A-
for sure.
And that's why I don't want this strife,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But I mean, I can't watch it. I mean, I'll try to screen my tweets and think about them closer and make sure it's not something she could interpret as being against her. But I think that's a little unfair.
No, I get it. And I no, and I don't think, and I'm not asking you to censor yourself, and I'm not the dictator in any of this. And I think at the end of the day, if you guys were just like to sit down and have a conversation one on one, you could probably squash this in a second because it kind of sounds like stubbornness and just digging your heels in on both sides, regardless. Joey, put that thumb in
Well,
your
I'm
ear
really
for a
not
second.
digging my heels in.
You are.
Sincerely, I'm
You
not.
are. That's why you're doing this now.
Well,
Get the
but
last word.
and I think the
No,
thing that
no, it
happens.
was just because I don't want her to think that tweet's about her.
No, I
Yeah.
get that
Oh,
totally.
this
And
is
I think
about
what
you writing a tweet
I
and
think I
pointing it.
think
Oh,
that
I get
None
it.
of her
just a
tweets are
just
aimed
a
at anybody.
just a
It's
Oh, yeah,
crazy.
second,
yeah.
Jojo. Just a
This one's
second, guys.
famous for that. Yeah, okay.
I
I
think
apologized and she didn't accept it. I don't know what more I can do other
but I
than
think
just move forward and not, try to
it,
be more
You
cautious
can't
of her
fool
feelings.
and
everyone, you know?
Yeah,
you're
you're a
in a
little,
climate where people like
little
to
shit. Bullshit.
continue to throw a log on the fire, right? So and that's what's happening too is like continuing the fight, and you're going to have folks that are going to throw a log on the fire versus just like trying to squash it. And I don't know. I don't know how important the beef is. Doesn't really matter, but I don't know.
It's not a beef as far as I'm concerned, and it's not important at all. Other than I don't want her to think the tweet was about her because it was not, and for her voice to crack.
Yeah, that was
Obviously,
tough.
she felt,
And you're
and
obvious.
I'll be glad to
Good
show her
too.
the family and go into the family dynamics of why what was said. But I don't want to do it publicly. But if it would make her feel better, I have no problem. The people in Cantina have heard me talk about it since the 19th.
Yeah, and in fairness, Lynn, like just to have your like you're locked into a box of how people have presented you too, right? And I understand that, and it's hard for other people. I'm not saying Lisa feels this way to see you any differently than however other people have described you. Like Joey, just to make an example, he keeps doing his thumbs down, so forth. He has his own experience. That's fine. Right, but I think some people can't see beyond that on either side, and that sucks too. I just wish you two could talk if it was worth like working through. If not, who cares? Like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm so invested. Guess a little bit sensitive to
Well,
the
it's
fact.
totally up to her if she gets to the point that
Well,
she feels
imagine all those
comfortable
people,
doing that.
Charlie. Imagine all those people, Charlie, months ago, back in early spring, that believed Lynn about how she hadn't said the N word since 2017 and that we should all forgive her. Imagine if you were one of those people and you did honestly forgive her and wanted to move forward. And then come May, she was in Roastas. She was against Roasta calling him an N word. So, how would that make you feel if, after time? I mean, how many excuses is this individual going to make? Also, Lynn, I've told you this many times. When you fought with the Facebook people, that made you a Facebook person. You weren't a part of the Perry drama community. Secondly, you were wrong about the dates when you started to inflict Ricky's room with the Facebook drama. You had said earlier that it was March of 2021. Well, that's incorrect because we were migrating during March 2021. And so it was, in fact, around March of 2022, because that's about the time you started to wink at us from Yeti's cloak. That you sat and waited until Yeti was kicked out of Ricky's room, and then you made your move to try and be on a beam with all of us. So I don't appreciate how you try and expand that time that you were talking on the beam. No, dear, it wasn't March 2021. Okay, so also, and as far as alluding to calling authorities, you have, in fact, I've shared on my Twitter, you have, in fact, alluded to calling the authorities both on Stephen. That's on my Twitter. Just now I retweeted it. Also, Tamara, we're all familiar with how you went after Tamara and her son. And also the Lanny and John shit, talking about contacting elderly resources and agencies and state investigators and blah, blah, blah. You have definitely alluded many times to taking this off the app. And I certainly don't appreciate, and I know that the community did not appreciate. In fact, my haters didn't even appreciate when you tried to paint me as an anti Semite and then move from that at calling me Hitler and Manson. Okay? So that's all I have to say. Oh, did Lynn drop down? Lynn conveniently dropped down. Well, if anybody's interested in hearing those comments that she wrote and spoke, saying the N word, homophobic, slurs and anti Semitic bullshit, well, you could always check out my Twitter because I have that all there. I've preserved that. And it's not that I painted her into any box. Why, Lynn has certainly painted herself into her own little box and sabotaged herself on public social media. That's all. Thank you. This is